31. Interstate 39 between mile markers 17 and 27. Interstate 474 between mile markers 5 and 14. Interstate 74 between mile markers 89 and 106. The severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Fulton County is canceled. The severe thunderstorm which prompted the warning has moved out of the warned area. Therefore, the warning has been canceled. A tornado watch remains in effect until 8 p.m. for central, north central, and west central Illinois. During severe weather, keep these safety rules in mind. Move to a reinforced shelter ahead of the storm, and stay away from windows and doors. Mobile homes and vehicles should be abandoned for a sturdy shelter. If the storm is producing tornadoes or extremely high winds, take cover in a basement or interior room on the lowest floor. If outside, avoid isolated, tall objects, and flimsy buildings such as sheds and picnic shelters. Thunderstorms can produce flash flooding, so avoid driving across flooded roadways. Remember that tornadoes can occur before a warning has been issued. The time is currently 3:02 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You're listening to NOAA Weather Radio All Hazards, Station WXJ71 in Peoria. The National Weather Service in Lincoln has issued a tornado warning for western Woodford County, northeastern Tazewell County, southeastern Peoria County, until 3:15 p.m. At 2:48 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Glassford, or near Pekin, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. Expected hazards include tornado and hail up to 2 inches in diameter. This is a radar-indicated threat. The following impacts are expected. Flying debris will be dangerous to those. A tornado warning remains in effect until 3:15 p.m. for western Woodford, northeastern Tazewell, and southeastern Peoria counties. At 3:01 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near East Peoria, or near Peoria, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. Expected hazards include tornado and 2-inch hail. Source: Train spotter reported golf ball-size hail in Peoria Heights at 3 p.m. The following impacts are expected. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This dangerous storm will be near Washington, Germantown Hills, Spring Bay, and Bayview Gardens around 3:05 p.m. Other locations in the path of this tornadic thunderstorm include Metamora. This includes the following highways: Interstate 474 between mile markers 6 and 14. Interstate 74 between mile markers 91 and 102. The severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Fulton County is canceled. The severe thunderstorm which prompted the warning has moved out of the warned area. Therefore, the warning has been canceled. A tornado watch remains in effect until 8 p.m. for central Illinois. The tornado warning for northeastern Fulton, west central Tazewell, and southwestern Peoria counties will expire at 3 p.m. The storm which prompted the warning has moved out of the area. Therefore, the warning will be allowed to expire. A tornado watch remains in effect until 8 p.m. for central and west central Illinois. The severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Woodford and northwestern McLean counties is canceled. The storm which prompted the warning has weakened below severe limits and has exited the warned area. Therefore, the warning has been canceled. However, small hail and gusty winds are still possible with this thunderstorm. A tornado watch remains in effect until 8 p.m. for central Illinois.
All right, welcome everyone to the stream this evening. We are currently going live regarding the severe weather that is in place for much of the central United States today. Again, we have 2 high risks of severe weather, 2 regions. We have the first one that is up for northwestern Illinois there, and southeastern Iowa, as well as the one in the southern United States, which is for northwestern Mississippi, eastern Arkansas, and southwestern Indiana or Tennessee there. So we have quite a lot of areas included in this. Much of the United States, much of the central United States is issued in this area. We have a large marginal risk that stretches from portions of Arkansas all the way up into Iowa, into the northern United States there. And then we have as well as an enhanced risk anywhere from Ohio all the way down to Arkansas and over to Missouri. We have a lot of areas in severe weather today. This is definitely a wide risk. And right now, we're currently on this tornado warning for East Peoria in Illinois right now. So again, this is currently in a city, a large metropolitan area. That's why we're focusing on this right now, because there's a lot of people in this area that are affected by this. Again, we can see so far, we have that rear flank coming down right now. If you look, very strong winds with this as well. There's very strong winds with this. We have a weak defined inflow right there, an inflow notch. We can see that inflow coming in. But you can see this is helping amplify the rotation there. And if we go over and if we click on our high-res velocity here, you can see that we have plenty of rotation going on right now. We have a lot of inbound and outbound winds right here. Again, nothing too extreme at the moment. We don't really see any extreme wind gusts with this at the moment. But let me tell you, there is a lot of wind within that. This is definitely a strong storm. We had 4-inch hail earlier, so there's definitely a lot of wind with this, even if it may not seem like it at the moment. So we have 26.84 miles per hour incoming. Actually, that would be on this side. We have 82, 70, 80 mile per hour wind gusts and 26.84 mile per hour wind gusts. And this is near Interstate 74 here. So again, you can see that rotation coming in here. We have our inflow winds coming in there. And then, of course, we have our outflow, the rear flank coming around in the back. And you can see this mesocyclone here rotating right over Morton right now, Morton, Illinois. And this is right over Interstate 74. It's right on top of it. So a lot of people, there's going to be a lot of people driving. Again, I don't suspect anybody on this stream would be driving right now, especially on Interstate 74. But if you know anybody that's out that way, make sure that they are aware for that. We're going to shut that no weather radar off because it's kind of blaring in my ear right now. I know it's not for you guys, but definitely for me, it's right in my ear through the microphone, my connection with the headphones to the microphone. So it's very loud. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off for this moment. But you can see that we do have a tornado warning in place right now. This expires in 7 minutes. So this was just issued about 40 minutes ago or so, or 30 or 40 minutes ago. This was radar indicated a tornado. So not rotation. We're definitely looking at a tornado. Radar indicated. This is why the tornado warning was issued. And the max hail threat with this is 2 inches indicated with the warning. So this is going to be moving northeast. And this cell is currently moving east-northeast at 49 miles per hour. So these are pretty quick cells today. They're really booking today. They're really heading fast pace northeast. There's plenty of speed with this, and you don't want to be caught in the path of this. So again, this is a dangerous day for that region. We have very strong mid-level winds, mid to upper level winds that are pushing these storms very fast. They're going to be sending these storms very fast northeast, and there's going to be no time to get out of the way of them. So you really need to be prepared. Again, for all my fellow chasers out there, dangerous day to be chasing. Make sure that if you are doing that, you're weather aware, because this is definitely a day where you can get caught up very easily if you're not keeping situational awareness with you. So again, this is southeast of Peoria right now, the main rotation. This is about to head right over top of Washington, Illinois. A large threat with this again. Still, we do right now. Let's go ahead and my apologies for not checking this so far. We need to check our correlation coefficient here, and as of right now, you can see we do have a slight indication of some larger objects being detected by the NextRad radar. So what this does, if you don't know what correlation coefficient is, the red objects around here are more of precipitation objects such as rainfall, possibly leading up to hail. Those would be smaller objects detected by the radar. Now, these are larger objects in diameter here that are being detected over Washington here in Illinois. You can see when we get down to those greens, those yellows, those blues, that's where we start to see those larger objects come in. And there it is, folks. That's a debris ball. So right there, that's not a hail core, folks. That is the debris ball right there, headed right for Washington again, because before we were over open ground, not many houses. Now that this is heading into Washington, you can see this is definitely ripping up some stuff there. So again, if you know anybody in Washington, let them know now. There is a tornado on the ground. That's a classic indication of a tornado. If we look at the way that this is oriented with that velocity there, that is a tornado. So again, we definitely do. That could still be the possibility. There could still be a possibility of that being hail, but that is likely a debris ball. Again, this is headed right over top of Washington. Make sure you're in the lowest, most interior room of your home. Make sure that you're away from windows, doors, anything like that that is definitely going to lead you to danger if you are near those things. Those can easily be sucked out, and you will be sucked out with it. So make sure that you are inside the lowest, most interior room of your home, so that you can avoid debris, so you can avoid being sucked out of your home, because that is definitely a possibility. This is definitely a dangerous situation with this. And again, we're not trying to strike fear into you guys, but this is a day where you got to make sure that you're prepared. This is a day where you want to know that you're weather aware. Days like this don't happen all too often. So, again, this is headed right over top of Washington right now in Illinois. Definitely, likely a large tornado right now. If we measure if we can figure out where our measuring tool is, there we go. That is the area that I'm measuring right now of lofted debris, potentially lofted debris, is about 2.5 miles. Again, that doesn't mean that that's 2.5 miles wide, a tornado, but we can see lofted debris is about 2.55 miles wide. This is definitely a large one. There's a lot of damage being shown with this if that is debris. Again, we don't know for sure that that is debris, but that is likely a debris signature oriented with where the rotation is and kind of what we're seeing with the strengthening of this. So that is likely debris. But right now, that could still be the possibility of hail. But the way that's oriented, that's likely debris, guys. So make sure you're letting people know. If you know any friends or family that's ahead of this, again, let me let you know where this is going to be headed. So this is going to be headed northeast past Washington right now. Washington is in the deep depths of that right now. Again, you do not want to be in Washington right now. So northeast of here, this area, this tornado is going to head just north of Kruger, likely sideswiping it possibly, and then headed to Roanoke, Illinois, Benson, Illinois, and so on and so forth up here, possibly headed to Minonk, Illinois. And again, this cell is getting a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy here. We saw this cell earlier indicated by itself on the HRRR forecast model there. We saw it well defined in the composite reflectivity, and basically what that is showing us is that this thing is singled out, it has all of the energy to itself in the atmosphere, and this thing is going to keep pulling and pulling. Again, it's going to recycle likely, and we're going to see this guy here for this cell here for a good while. So currently not a good sign of what this looks like, folks. Again, I know you guys don't want to hear that, but we have kind of a strengthening trend going on right now. We see that wrapping rear flank downdraft. We see a well-defined inflow notch there that's starting to get picked back up again. Again, it was weak there for a little bit. It's starting to pick back up again. We see a strong hail core kind of up in that forward flank and then headed into that rear flank. A lot of hail there. And basically, this is just going to help amplify that. All that cold descending air that's wrapping around the mesocyclone and that inflow, those strong inflow winds feeding into the storm. This is going to help amplify that rotation and possibly increase that that strength of that tornado. So definitely not something you want to hear, but this is definitely something you want to be paying attention to. Again, the main rotation looks to be just south of Washington, but from where we saw that oriented debris there, possibly, it was likely in Washington where we saw that debris. So again, that lofted debris, again, this is angled, so this is lofted up here, so that may not have been Washington. This may just be hail, but by the looks of it, that is kind of what we're seeing so far. So we just passed through the metropolitan area south of Peoria. But again, this thing is a beast right now, moving northeast. It's trekking really fast, 49 miles per hour, northeast, east-northeast. You do not want to be in the path of this. So if you are on any interstate, let's call some of these out here. We have Route 24, Illinois, in the area of Washington, all the way out to about Eureka, Illinois there. Make sure that you are in a sturdy building. Make sure you are off of the road. If you're headed westbound on 24, park where you're at. Make sure you're getting into shelter. Do not head any further westbound. You don't want to be headed in that direction, and you don't want to head north either, because this thing's headed northeast and it's going to catch up to you very quickly. If you're over here in Peoria, stay where you're at. Don't go anywhere. Especially don't go eastbound, because you're going to find this thing very quickly and you don't want to meet it. So let's go ahead and anywhere northeast. Again, this is going to cross over Interstate 39, likely within the next 20 or 30 minutes or so. So make sure you stay out of that area. Again, you do not want to be in this polygon. The tornado warning has been removed so far. It is expired. And now we have our new tornado warning there. This new tornado warning, I'm going to read it off to you so you guys know understand what's going on right now. So the National Weather Service of Lincoln has issued a tornado warning for Woodford County in central Illinois, northeastern Tazewell County in central Illinois, and north central McLean County in central Illinois until 3:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 3:13 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Deer Creek or Eureka, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. The hazard with this is a tornado and hail up to 2 inches in diameter. The source is radar indicated rotation. At 3:10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, trained spotters continue to report a rotating wall cloud. So we see that persisting wall cloud. I don't know if that was indicated that we saw debris again. That could just be hail, but that was likely a tornado on the ground. Again, impact flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. And again, this is also stating that this dangerous storm will be near Eureka around 3:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Roanoke and Sector around 3:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And basically it's going to head northeast there. So you can see this thing is a well-defined hook echo. We don't see many of these. This is definitely a very, very well-defined hook echo. Very impressive right now. Very impressive. We see a very well-defined rear flank downdraft there. That massive amount of cold air wrapping around this strong mesocyclone. All that precipitation there. And we see this warm, moist inflow feeding into this storm here, funneling in at rapid paces. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. So again, we have a lot of warm, moist air feeding into this. This is headed from the southeast. We have amplified amounts of energy there. Last time I checked, I do believe it's around 2,500 joules per kilogram of convective available potential energy there. We have a lot of energy, and the wind shear up here is a very dynamic setup. So we have a lot of resources for the storm to use. And again, if you look, guys, there is nothing else around this storm. This isn't a linear storm mode yet, and we see that there's just nothing around it to compete with this storm, except for a couple cells to the northwest here. This storm has basically everything to itself that it needs. It's going to thrive, and it's going to be independent, and this thing is going to continue to be a beast until it dies down. So it is important, it is imperative that you let people know, anybody northeast, let them know that this thing is coming and it is very strong. Again, don't panic, but be weather aware and make sure that you're in the lowest, most interior room of your home. Get off of the interstates. If you're anywhere within this warning, again, you'll know if you're in this warning because you have your cell phone warning issues. And again, if you do not already, I want to make sure this is very clear. If you do not have warnings turned on your cell phone, there are no doubts about it. You need to do that. Go into settings. Go under notifications and go to warnings, turn on EAS and other warnings. So make sure you turn those on. I know it's annoying, guys, but it's very imperative that you have those warnings available so that you know the information that is necessary, because a lot of people don't have NOAA weather radio and they don't understand what the warning is about and they don't know where this storm is going to be headed. So make sure that you have those turned on for today, especially because a lot of people are going to be affected by severe weather today, and not just in the high risk, but all throughout the central United States. So right now, currently, I'm looking around. We have a couple of tornado warnings down in Little Rock, or around Little Rock, Arkansas there. We're going to check these out a little bit here real quick. Definitely not as impressive as the other storm, but we need to make sure we're paying attention to all of these storms so that everybody around can kind of get weather information. So we did have a question. What's going on around Galesburg? Okay, so that's Galesburg, Illinois, right? If I am correct, I do believe that's what you're talking about. So Galesburg, Illinois, let's go ahead up north here. For Galesburg, nothing at the moment. Let me go ahead and switch the radar back up here again real quick. We're going to go to the Joliet radar outside of Chicago. Nothing at the moment. You do have a lot of storms headed your way. Again, some of these stronger ones. But, yes, if we look up Galesburg here. There we go. Okay. Galesburg, Illinois, right here. That's another feature I love about Radar Omega. Okay, actually, it's further south than I anticipated. Okay, see, that's why it's always handy to have GPS. So right now, in Galesburg, you currently have a tornado warning southwest of you, and this is likely going to advance. You may be in this tornado warning here soon. So again, this is going to expire in 24 minutes. Radar indicated threat of hail 1 inch and tornado was radar indicated. So let's go ahead and switch to a more viable radar station here that will give you information. We're going to go to the Macomb radar here if we can. Yeah, I don't like those smaller radar stations. They don't really do any justice. Let's go ahead and switch to the radar station down here. Okay, so if you can look over Mammoth right now, we have a very strong cell, a lot of precipitation, high precipitation cell, and if we look at the velocity here, there's a bit of a rotation on it. I don't really see too much going on with that. But this is going to pass just north of Galesburg. Now you likely will be clipped with that rear flank downdraft, so keep that in mind. If you're in Galesburg, make sure that you're going to be staying in your home for now. But if necessary, when you're in that tornado warning, because you likely will be, head to your shelter. Or if you don't have a shelter, lowest, most interior room of your home. Again, can't stress that enough. So yes, so whoever was wondering about Galesburg in the comments, that's kind of what we're looking at so far. Again, this is to your southwest about, let me measure this for you. This storm is currently to your southwest at 9.5 miles. So this is 9.5 miles away from you right now. This is going to be headed just north of you, but you will likely feel the effects of the outflow winds or even possibly the rear flank if that does end up catching up to y'all over there. So that could be a potential threat. But the most substantial storm that we must be paying attention to is the one down here. This is currently over Eureka right now. This is definitely a dangerous storm. We have to be paying attention to this. This is definitely something that is a high life threat right now for these people in here. Eureka, you're currently in the inflow notch. So again, there's anybody that's in Eureka right now, this is definitely a dark and scary place to be because right now you're right where the mesocyclone is right now. It is getting, I guarantee it's wild up in there. So please pray for these people. It is definitely not somewhere you want to be. Again, you can see this storm is really just getting shredded right now as we speak. So that's good news because that means it's starting to lose its strength. But again, these supercells, like I say in every stream, they know how to recycle. And they do it multiple times over. They'll fool you. They'll try to fool you, make you think that they're done, and then right back at it. They'll come back and they'll be as strong as before. So there is a chance that this can come back pretty strong. It's likely going to happen because there is a lot of energy moving northeast towards the Great Lakes there. So not as much as down here, but there still is energy. Again, right now we have wind gusts of 85 miles per hour, kind of in that inflow right there. 85, 87, and rapid ground with that rear flank, we have about 6.7, 6 miles per hour, so 15 miles per hour. Again, that's not always accurate, but that's kind of gives you a rough estimate of what we're looking at. And if we look at that correlation coefficient, we don't see any more. So again, that might have not been debris before when we saw that over Washington, Illinois. But that's likely, this is more or less hail up here near Roanoke. That's hail up in the forward flank and the rear flank, and that's kind of getting pulled down with that rear flank. But you can see all of that up there is likely just hail. Again, that's not a debris ball, but it could be, some of this down here could be indications of lofted debris from before, but that's likely all just hail. To the south here, again, our mesocyclone is going to be right east of Eureka. So we have, this is moving east-northeast at 47 miles per hour. This is a tornado vortex signature now. Hail probability 100%, severe hail probability 100%, and the max size that the next route system is indicating is 4 inches. So 72 decibels on reflectivity radar is pretty high. That is definitely higher up. We get up into the 60s, that's indicating those pinks, and that can be hail. And then, but once we get up to about these blues or purples on other radar, this is just where things get really intense. So this is definitely a nasty storm. I'm going to check the enhanced echotops here that kind of show us how tall. Actually, we have echotops. We could do the 3D here. I keep forgetting that's a possibility on here. Let's go ahead 3D if we can. There you go, guys. So so far, again, this is a lot on my computer, so it's going to be hard for me to kind of give you this visual aspect with the 3D. So keep in mind if it's a little bit choppy. But right now, this is kind of what we're looking at. If you look, this is what the storm looks like right now with the enhanced echo tops there. We currently have echo tops of right over here. We have 29,000 feet. Let's actually go back. Let's go back to 2D there. So right now we have enhanced echo. We have cloud tops of about 49,000 feet, 48,000, 49,000. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Again, this is poking up into the atmosphere. Very tall echo tops there. Very tall cloud tops. And this is something you don't want to be messing around with. So I'm going to try to do my best right now to keep up with all the warnings, because this is definitely going to be a busy day, a busy night. We're going to have a lot of areas to keep up with. So we do have that tornado warning for Galesburg. It's headed just south. It's just southwest of Galesburg right now. We have that tornado warning that we're on right now. That's in just northeast of Peoria, Illinois. We have a tornado warning for Ottumwa. Sorry if I've mispronounced that. Iowa. And then we have a tornado warning, 2 tornado warnings down in Arkansas right now. One that's a bit further northeast of Little Rock, and then one that's just northeast of Little Rock. And we do have a damage report with that as well. So we have a lot of warnings so far. Currently, we have 3 tornado warnings. Actually, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 tornado warnings so far in the country at the moment. And this is the only one where I do believe that a tornado warning has been confirmed. Again, guys, if you have if you need any information, because today is going to be a serious day, if you guys, I know a lot of you guys are just watching for entertainment purposes because you guys are weather enthusiasts like I am. But if you guys have any questions in the comments, like if you want to know anything about, even if you're not in the risk today, if you want to know about severe weather anywhere for your location, just let me know, and I will definitely I will head over. That's what I'm here for. So make sure that if you do want to know, don't feel like you can't ask me in the comments. Make sure that you ask, because I appreciate it when you ask. That's what I'm here for. So yes, please ask away in the comments if you need help with any of that. So currently our tornado warning has expired once again. We currently, I believe they're going to renew it for sure. I know that. But right now we're waiting on that. Again, this cell does look to be kind of weakening, but we do have that inflow notch still cranking right now. So this is definitely something you want to be. There we go. New tornado warning right now. This actually may be the same one. Yeah, it expires in 16 minutes. It was just an error on my radar. Yeah, so tornado warning is still in effect. And with our severe thunderstorm warning, we have tornado possible, hail 2.5 inches in diameter, and wind gusts less than 50 miles per hour on that. So we're going to bring that no weather radio back on now, because I do feel like that's more important since we're kind of starting to get quiet here with the information. But if I do need to talk, I will kind of put that back off. So we're going to go to the Peoria no weather radio.
Marshall, Peoria, Tazewell, and Woodford. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 3:15 p.m. for the following counties: Knox, Peoria, and Stark. A tornado warning remains in effect until 3:15 p.m. for the following counties: Peoria, Tazewell, and Woodford. Tornado watch number 93 remains in effect until 8 p.m. for the following counties.
Speaking of which, if we do look,
Mason, McLean, Peoria, Stark, Tazewell, and Woodford.
we have a lot of these areas in a tornado watch. All of these pink regions on here, as soon as we get this kind of going here again. So all these areas in pink on the map in the United States, those are all areas under a tornado watch. Again, this tornado watch spans from northeast Texas all the way to southern Wisconsin and Iowa. So these are all areas that are under a tornado watch. Very widespread area. This is definitely a large day. Please, please keep this. Please keep severe weather aware today. This is definitely a day you want to watch out for, and this is something that if you know family or friends, please let them know. Please share the stream. Again, I'm not trying to get views here, guys. I'm trying to make sure you guys are weather aware. We have to do everything in our power possible to let people know about this weather. So again, anything counts. Warnings on cell phone, no weather radio, streams of anybody. I don't care who it is. Just make sure that people are weather aware. We have to make sure that people are weather aware today. Brooke B asked, Morton, can you, if you're asking about a location, Brooke, can you please clarify on that, what state that is in? Because I'm not really sure which, I'm guessing Illinois. I can look that up for you, but if you could give me a little more information on where that's at that you want me to know, search for, I will give you a little bit better. Okay, Morton, there's Morton, Illinois, Morton Grove. Okay, Morton, Illinois. So Morton, Illinois was just kind of under that tornado warning. This is now moved northeast. So if you look here, if you look where I'm showing on the pinpoint, that tornado warning is northeast. And again, that storm's not coming back to you. Now, there may be storms later today as we get that frontal passage coming through and kind of brings storms through. But right now, that big storm that we're talking about has just moved northeast to you. So you're fine right now. Again, you may hear some thunder rumbles, but right now, that's far ahead of you. That's northeast. You don't need to worry about that right now. So you're out of the tornado warning. You're safe. You don't have to worry about that. Again, that's all northeast of you. More storms may form behind it, although I believe that there's enough cold air behind that now where no storms are really going to form behind that cell. It's kind of taking all the energy with it. Again, this cell that we saw on the HRRR forecast model, it took 2,500 joules per kilogram and crushed it like that. No energy and straight convective inhibition behind it. Again, that means inability to, undergo convection in a storm cell. So basically that means no storm development behind this cell. And that's kind of what we're looking at right now. So all right, let's go ahead and get out of that. Yeah, so if you're in Morton, you're fine right now. You don't have to worry about that. You're out of the warning. The storm is northeast. It's not coming back to you. You're fine. Now, I don't know about the damage, though, that could have possibly happened there. I'm not really sure what happened on ground. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for asking. No problem. Okay, so we still have our warning right now. This is still moving northeast. We lost our tornado vortex signature. This is still moving northeast at 49 miles per hour.
5. The severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Fulton County is canceled. The severe thunderstorm which prompted the warning has moved out of the warned area. Therefore, the warning has been canceled.
We have a new tornado warning for Arkansas that was just issued. This is for Hempstead, Howard, Little River, and Sevier, Arkansas.
And northwestern Peoria counties. At 3 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Toulon, or 12 miles southeast of Kewanee.
Okay, we might actually go look at that one over there because there is a good bit of rotation on that. Yeah, let's go over to that one. Okay.
The following impacts
Let's
are
go.
expected. Hail
27
damage to
alerts,
vehicles
6
is
tornado
expected.
warnings.
Expect wind damage to roofs, siding,
Arkansas.
and trees. This severe thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of southwestern Stark, southeastern Knox, and northwestern Peoria counties, including
Okay,
the following
so
locations Snake Bend Hollow,
That's another nice
Panda,
feature that we can
Duncan,
kind of zoom in
DeLong,
and
and Monica.
just pick a warning and go to it.
This includes
All right,
Interstate
so
74
if you look
between
here,
mile markers 54 and 67.
let's turn our no weather radio down since that doesn't pertain to this area.
Northeastern Tazewell and southeastern Peoria.
There we go. Okay, so right now if we look at high res velocity, you can see that we currently have 89 miles per hour in that kind of inflow there in the part of the rotation. Again, this is our mesocyclone here. 87. Yeah, so a lot of high winds within this. It's very tight rotation. If you look, this is not really a large area for a mesocyclone. It's very tight rotation. If we look at our correlation coefficient, nothing's showing on the correlation coefficient, so just possibly some hail within that up in there. But again, nothing too intense yet that we see. This is moving east-northeast at 47 miles per hour. And this is going to head just south of Mineral Springs, Arkansas. Now let's go ahead back up to our main tornado warning that we have. Lanoke, Arkansas, Warren, Illinois. Yeah, that's where we want to be. Okay. So we currently have 7 tornado warnings right now. A lot of tornado warnings so far. We have a tornado warning in Iowa. Come on, there we go. All right, so this is the main cell, though, that we want to be paying attention to. So again, it's starting to calm down now. It's starting to die down. If you look at it, the cell is still a beast, but it's starting to calm down now. We aren't seeing nearly as much well-defined aspects to it. Again, not really much of a rear flank that's happening right now. Not much of inflow that's coming in. It's really just a weak cell now in the aspects of what it used to have. It's a lot weaker than what it used to be, and it looks to be continuously weakening. So not a lot to it. If we go over here now, we have another tornado warning in Iowa over here. We're going to select another radar station. If we can find the correct radar station there. All right, so let's see. Yeah, I would like to do that. Let's there we go. Okay. So, we if you can see here, this is for the Atumwa area. Again, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. A lot of these areas are pronounced differently, so sorry if I messed that up. But if you look here, we do have a rotation on this. Again, this is more of a drier cell in the back. You can see this a little bit less. This is lower precipitation in the aspect that we really don't have a lot of precipitation being wrapped around in that mesocyclone. This is more of in the drier area. So Iowa right now, Iowa, western Missouri, those areas all have lower dew points right now. And I did see on the HRRR, this is kind of where those lower precipitation cells are going to be. Again, we're still going to have that capability for large hail with these, but there's going to be more of a visible aspect of the tornadoes over here than there would be over in Illinois right now, which we see with some of those HP beasts that are out there right now. So there's still high precipitation in those aspects. You can see they're starting to go linear now. We have this linear system moving, and that just basically means the updrafts, the storms are kind of conjoining together. They're joining into unison. And if you remember what I talked about earlier, those strong independent cells are going to be the ones they have to watch out for, like the one that we just witnessed for Peoria. That was a very strong independent cell. It had all of the energy to itself, and that's why it thrives so much, and it's continuing to thrive so far, even though it's starting to weaken a little bit over there. But if we look over here, these cells over here are starting to conjoin and go linear. And while there's still a lot of potential in linear cells, they're not nearly going to have as much energy to one storm cell as, let's say, one that was by itself. So again, this is still going to be a strong storm event over here. We're going to have a lot of wind with this as well. There's going to be a lot of wind over here with this linear system. It's going to be booking like the rest of them. We see storm cells over here that are moving 60 miles per hour, 59 miles per hour, 56 miles per hour. This is where we start to see those high-paced storms come in. And we do see a lot of rotation with this as well. This storm cell over here, The rotating storm cell is moving east or more northeast at 49 miles per hour right now. You can see this is definitely something that's really picking up its pace there. Let's go to correlation coefficient. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's likely just hail at the moment, but that could be the indication of debris there. Again, those larger objects that we talk about, those are pretty large objects on that side. Um, I'm checking the comments, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just making sure that I read these. So, um, tornado hit Little Rock, Jacksonville. How is it looking for further development? Sorry I didn't see this sooner. Yes, we'll get right on that there. Um, let's go down to that tornado down there in those areas of Arkansas. Okay. Um, so those areas that just hit Little Rock, for further development, right now, we currently see, you can see those strong indications like I was mentioning before. We have that well-defined rear flank downdraft. This cell is actually doing pretty well right now on the aspects of developing for itself, and we see a well-defined inflow notch there. Again, this thing's looking a little bit different, not really like what we typically see, but we do see it's kind of skinny in the aspect that its rear flank is so small. But there still is a lot of precipitation being wrapped around with that, a lot of cold air being dumped down through that rear flank downdraft, and very strong inflow coming in there. You can see there. So we do have rotation there. This thing, as of what you were talking about further development, this thing still is thriving. As of now, it's not looking to stop. We do have good rotation on it, though I don't believe if we check correlation coefficient, I don't see any debris ball. I don't see any debris signature, so we're not looking at a tornado on the ground at the moment. Again, we'd see that around Crossroad or Waterproof, Arkansas there. So nothing too concerning for that area. But on the regards for your family, I do hope they're okay because I know you said that Jacksonville, Arkansas, Little Rock, or sorry, the Little Rock area. And for Jacksonville, Arkansas, I don't know if that's ahead of the storm. We will check that though. So that would be for Jacksonville, Arkansas. Okay, so that's back behind the storm. So again, um, I do hope everybody's okay there, because that does look like if we go back a couple frames on radar and we watch the development of this, again, it's about to get a little choppy because of everything that's running on my computer. But if we look at that cell, yeah, we had a close call north of there. If you look at that first cell, that headed north, just north of there. So yeah, your family definitely had some close calls with that. That first one headed through Jacksonville, and then that second cell moved just south of it. So I believe it might have been the first cell that did that. But as of right now for Jacksonville, it does not look like any further cells behind it. Again, we have some linear storm mode starting to develop aside behind this, but this doesn't look to be too strong at the moment. It does have the potential to develop another mesocyclone and carry another tornado warning with it. And it looks like that Jacksonville will be on the south end of that, so that's kind of where we see those tornadoes form. But as of right now, I don't see any potential with that at the moment. We don't really see too much rotation on that cell. So for that cell that just passed through, that's headed northeast. It's not coming back. You don't have to worry about it. Again, once these storms pass, they're not coming back. The threat that you have to worry about is another cell developing off the back end of it, and that's kind of what we're looking at right now. This cell is developing behind it, but right now there's no rotation on it that I can see. So that's good news, and that's headed northeast. There may be some more rain, some thunderstorms in Jacksonville, but as of right now, I don't think there's going to be anything too extreme. Okay, so we're gonna keep up with our warnings here. We have 24 alerts so far. Again, yeah, that tornado warning for that just passed through Jacksonville. This is a strong rotating cell. We definitely have strong inflow coming in on that, and we have a well-defined rear flank downdraft. A lot of stuff going on with this right now. Strong rotation. This is helping to amplify that rotation. But again, I don't see, if we look at our correlation coefficient, we don't see any lofted debris. There may be a little debris signature there, though, around Crossville. So we may actually have, if that's not hail there, that may be an indication of hail, or debris. right there. So that may be an indication of debris. So we may actually have some lofted debris on this, guys. So make sure that if you are in this tornado warning, make sure you're taking shelter. We just got another tornado. We just got another radar frame update. Yeah, so that's looking like it's debris, guys, right there on the back end of this, right around Crossroads. So if you are in that area, make sure you're taking shelter in the lowest, most interior room of your home. Yeah, you can still see that kind of debris signature there, possible debris signature. And this is headed northeast towards Des Arc. That looks to have a direct pack with you guys in Des Arc, Arkansas there. So let family know, friends, family, anybody you know in that area, let them know that that's headed northeast, and that's kind of coming in pretty quick there. Let's go ahead back up north to our northern tornado warning there. Our newest tornado warning. This is for, yeah, that's our newest tornado warning that has just been issued. Let's go to some of the older ones that we have to be keeping up with, because we need to make sure we're keeping up with all of these. This is now for Bowie, Texas, College Hill, New Boston. This is a tornado warning that was just issued, I do believe. It expires in 28 minutes here. This is radar indicated tornado, and the cell is moving east-northeast at 49 miles per hour at the moment. All right, so let's see if we can get a radar grab here. We're kind of lacking on that aspect. We don't really have any radar here. This is just west of Texarkana. This is moving northeast at 49 miles per hour. Yes, 49 miles per hour there. Let's go ahead and see if we can grab a radar station. There we go. Okay. So on the radar aspect of it, let's go ahead. We see a lot of heavy precipitation. Again, no real well-defined inflow, but trust me, there is definitely a very strong updraft on the cell. High res velocity. Yeah, so we have a rotating cell here. This is about to move over Interstate 30, headed northeast towards New Boston. So if you are in New Boston or you know anybody in New Boston, like family, friends, anybody, let them know that this rotation is headed northeast towards New Boston, Texas right now. This is headed their way. It's moving east-northeast at 49 miles per hour, so it's booking pretty quickly, like much of these cells today. Make sure that you're keeping track on that. We have another tornado warning just northeast of that. This expires in 27 minutes. This is for northeastern Hempstead and southeastern Howard counties in Arkansas. And let's take a look at this with that high res velocity there. Yeah, so a lot of rotation on this. You can see we have pretty well-defined rotation on this. It's a pretty messy cell, so it's not very organized like the other ones that we were looking at earlier. But trust me, these things are getting themselves together. And even though the ones that don't look organized are often very strong too. So as you can see with this, if we can get our tool out there, 76 miles per hour, 82 miles per hour in that inflow there with that rotation. We have that just a strong rotating cell right now. 85 mile per hour winds inbound, 13 or so outbound. And if we look, we're kind of increasing with those as well. We have some areas of 85 miles per hour, 87 miles per hour wind gusts inbound, and 16 mile per hour wind gusts outbound. So strong rotation on this. Actually, we are starting to see a little bit of a inflow notch there coming in now. So you can see that inflow start to crank up. We have increased rotation on this, and we see that rear flank kind of wrapping around again. So it's clear that that thing is rotating. Let's check our correlation coefficient for the size of those objects. And again, you can see that there's really not much going on with this. Some possible hail up here to the north in the forward flank downdraft. So that's all just hail up there. We don't see any debris ball. No tornado on the ground yet. But that is a possibility with this. And this cell is moving east-northeast at 47 miles per hour. So moving very quickly. We want to make sure we're watching this cell up here again too, this northern storm here. This is another one that's kind of being strong at the moment. So again, we have that possible area before. Again, it's kind of small now, but before we did see that well-defined, confined area of potential debris there, lofted debris there, just south of Haley. That was around Crossroad, Arkansas, but now it's south of Haley, Arkansas. And this does have a tornado vortex signature. This is moving east-northeast at 49 miles per hour. And there definitely is some larger hail on this. High-res reflectivity. You can see this is another strong cell. We have very well-defined we have a well-defined rear flank downdraft there, and we see a well-defined inflow coming on this as well. This is helping crank up and amplify that rotation, and this is about to head right over Desark. The main mesocyclone is going to head north of Desark, as you can see that area where the mesocyclone is in right there. That's going to head northeast. Let's actually draw a better path than that. This is kind of what we're looking at. So we see that mesocyclone right here over over Highway 38 in Arkansas, and that's moving kind of parallel right here. So that's moving northeast like that, just north of Desark. But you are going to get clipped in Desark. You are going to get clipped with that rear flank downdraft. You can see how that's going to wrap around, and it's going to get gusty here. So make sure that you are in a tornado warning. So make sure that you are in the lowest, most interior room of your home or in a tornado shelter. Either one will do, but make sure you're in one or the other because you have to be taking shelter in this circumstance. Because some of these winds, like I said, that rear flank is going to be cranking around. It's going to come back and hit y'all from the side there. So 91 miles per hour wind gusts. You do not want to be out in that. Again, for example, I was out walking the other day, and we had about 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts, and some of those were even pushing on me a little bit. You know, they get really heavy. 91 mile per hour wind gusts, that's enough to start pushing homes in. So, you know, doing damage to windows and all that. You want to be in your shelter because this is definitely very strong winds. You do not want to be out 96 miles per hour. That's nearing 100 miles per hour, folks. You need to be in your shelter, getting down to the lowest, most interior room of your home. Make sure that you're taking shelter because this is where dangerous territory starts to, this is where it gets dangerous. So, this is definitely a dangerous storm. With that rear flank, again, you can see we have well-defined inflow coming in right now. A lot of warm, moist air. This thing is feasting right now, and it keeps on going. So, again, that mesocyclone, if we take a look at that, we'll kind of give you perspective here. That area where the tornado would be produced and where it's likely at right now is right over here around 4 Mile Corner in Arkansas. That's just west of Desark. That's going to pass just north of you guys, but it's going to be a close call if it's not going to be a direct hit. So keep in your shelter. If you know family in Desark, get them down in their basements. Make sure that they are in their shelter. Get off the roads, get into a sturdy building, whatever you have to do, but make sure you're taking shelter. Do not stay out and witness this thing. You don't want to do it. It's not worth it. All right, so we had a question, is Bloomington going to be affected? So that is a very good question. I may need a little more insight than that because there are plenty of Bloomingtons. We have Bloomington, Indiana, Bloomington, Minnesota, Illinois. From my guess, from what we previously had questions about, I'm guessing you're talking about Bloomington, Illinois, a large metropolitan area in Illinois here, kind of up in that severe weather. But again, if it's a different Bloomington, please let me know. Okay, so this is okay. Yeah, so I understand. There we go. Okay. Let's get a radar grab from around here. Just give me a second real quick to grab this radar from down below Bloomington. So right now for Bloomington, if you're talking about Illinois, you have all the storms moving northeast to you guys. There's no storms there right now. Again, if you look to your southwest, these are where the storms will be coming from. So way down to your southwest, we're talking 140 miles. So we're talking 140 miles to your southwest. That's where the nearest storms are. Again, these cells that are close to your north, and they're becoming really high precipitation up here and very nasty up there, those are all headed northeast towards the Great Lakes up near Chicago. Those aren't going to bug you anymore. They're all headed northeast. They're not going to bother you anymore. So you're really in this place of a weird kind of transition. You're going from where that high humidity and all that energy was located now to kind of a cool pull behind these storms. Again, that's all the cool air that came from the downdraft and all that, the rear flank downdraft, all kinds of downdrafts bringing that cold air down. and it's just really kind of there's a lot of convective inhibition behind these storms now. So again, we may get some increased energy moving back ahead of these storms here, as they kind of push ahead there. But I do believe that a lot of your storm development is done for tonight. So you guys are kind of in the clear for now. Again, watch these cells as they move northeast. But as of right now, for Bloomington, you're in the clear. So you're all good to go. We do have a new tornado warning up here for Iowa. We're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and grab that tornado warning real quick. Okay, so this is an observed tornado that we have here. Observed tornado, and the threat with this is 2.75-inch hail in diameter. This is moving northeast at 52 miles per hour. That's the threat with this tornado warning so far. We have an observed tornado there. And let's go ahead to the velocity there. Thank you, Cameron. So one of my moderators has just said Little Rock North Side neighborhoods, almost all homes there have been severely damaged or destroyed. Again, please pray for these people, guys. We need to make sure that everybody's weather aware tonight, because as you can see, luckily I think Cameron did just say no deaths. So again, this is the result of being weather aware. You have to be weather aware. People came out of that alive. There was a tornado in Little Rock not too long ago. Very recent, like in the past couple hours there. Actually in the last hour or so. That was a pretty nasty tornado. A lot of homes destroyed, a lot of homes damaged, but nobody has lost their lives so far. So again, that's the result of being weather aware, understanding what you need to do, getting down in your basement, getting down in your shelter, getting off the road, and make sure you're paying attention to what's going on. Please do that, guys. Today is definitely a large day. This is a dangerous situation here. In Iowa, we have a large tornado, as you can see on the ground there. If we look at the past radar frames, I guarantee this is where the debris ball is at the moment. We had a tornado observed, not really judging by the size, but if you can look here, yeah, we definitely have. That's the tornado, folks. Okay, so that tornado right now, if you look, that is right over top of, that moved over Farson. That's kind of where we started to see that debris. So Farson, Iowa has been hit very hard by this. This is headed northeast, as you can see right now. The debris ball is up here now, south of Lancaster. So that's south of Lancaster, Iowa there. And you can see that is definitely debris there. That's lofted debris. So as you can see, a lot of these darker colors are those larger objects. These could be anything from 2x4s to up to, pieces of homes. That's all possibilities. That's all lofted debris in the atmosphere right now that the radar is detecting. So those are very large objects. This is definitely a dangerous situation for that. Again, we have an observed tornado, so this tornado is on the ground, or it has been witnessed on the ground, and as we can see from that debris, it's still on the ground, and this is strong rotation here. This is just northeast of Nugent. That's in Iowa, and this is headed northeast towards the Keota area and a Harper area in Iowa. So again, a lot of these areas are going to be hit by that if that tornado is still on the ground. So this is a confirmed tornado that's on the ground in Iowa. Please take note of that. So this is a confirmed tornado. If you know any family or friends that are in these areas, please let them know. Again, I'm going to read this off to you so we can kind of get this understood. Actually, we're going to draw our little polygon here. So I'm going to give you a little bit of, we're going to use our polygon tool here. And this is moving northeast at 52 miles per hour. So if you guys will just give me a second to draw my polygon here. Okay, so 52 miles per hour. Okay, so this rotation that we have right now, this mesocyclone that has the large tornado on it, will be in the following areas at the following times. So please pay attention if you need any information, or if you have any family that needs any information. So this dangerous tornado that we have on the ground, that the rotation that's producing that is going to be in Harper, Illinois in 12 minutes, Keota, Illinois in 16 minutes, and Nera, Illinois in 22 minutes. The total population estimated in this is 1,081 people that will likely be affected by this rotation here in this tornado. So as you can see, this is the polygon that we drew. We kind of calculated that. Again, Harper in 12 minutes. That's Harper, Illinois. Keota, Illinois in 16 minutes. And Nera, Illinois in 22 minutes. Population affected estimated is 1081. So that's 1,081 people. Let's go ahead and get out of that. So as you can see, there is a tornado on the ground. We have that strong rotation there. If we look at our correlation coefficient, we have plenty of debris indicated with that. This is actually sinking into itself now. My Keller table on the radar does not have a deep enough Keller to show the size of these objects in the atmosphere. That is literally how large these are. These are some large objects, or the radar is glitching at least. This is a large tornado south of Lancaster. That's where the lofted debris is right now. This is a dangerous situation. Please, for the areas that I just mentioned, again, Harper, Keota, and Lexington, please be in your shelter. Again, this is likely going to hit Keota and Harper head on. So please let your family and friends know, if you know them, that if they live in that area or anywhere northeast. Again, this is headed for Wellman, Iowa, Daytonville, Iowa, just anywhere northeast there. Again, this is a large tornado. Please be taking shelter, and please let your family and friends know what is going on right now. So a lot of stuff going on right now with this tornado warning. We're trying to keep up with all these tornado warnings. We have so many tornado warnings to keep up with right now. So we have plenty of tornado warnings right now in Iowa. Actually, we have a lot of tornado warnings. We have this one that we're on right now that has a confirmed large tornado on it. And then we have one to the north there. I actually want to switch over to my correlation coefficient so I can see how many tornadoes we're dealing with. Okay, so it doesn't look like any tornadoes to the north there, but this is a large tornado, folks. A large damaging tornado that is on this, and it's about to hit Harper and Keota head on. So please be taking shelter. This is if you look there again, that debris ball right there, that's a signature. The debris is so large right now on the radar, at least the radar is glitching because I don't have a dark enough Keller table on this radar to show how the size of those lofted debris. The size of the lofted debris that is coming on that is being detected by the radar here. So this is definitely a very large tornado. It's very powerful at the moment, and you want to be taking shelter. So let's go ahead. I don't really know if we have a NOAA weather radio for this area. I don't want to veer off topic too much here, trying to find a NOAA weather radio. But yes, we need to be paying attention to this one specifically. This is our next tornado warning that we really want to pay attention to so far. I'm not going to be able to show you guys this, but I'm looking at live storm chaser footage. And right now I see a couple of people that's on that right now. They're punching through the back of the core right now. So they're over in Sigourney, Iowa. They're headed on I-92, or Highway 92, and they're about to witness this thing firsthand. Again, so I can't show that footage on stream because I don't have the license to show their footage. But they are headed currently into the area where that tornado is right now. Again, this is a dangerous tornado to chase because it is rain wrapped and it is very large and very dangerous. So a lot of threats with this. Let's see. So again, this is a large destructive tornado that is headed for Keota. It's actually going to possibly skip out on Harper. It's going to directly hit Keota, guys. So if you know people in Keota, you have minutes to get into your shelter before this thing completely um, is right over top of Kyoto. Again, you can see that that menacing debris ball right there. Those are all large objects detected. And again, if you want to understand the size that we're detecting right now, let's get out of that. If you want to understand the size that we're dealing with right now, the length of this so far, the length of this debris ball is about 5.37 miles wide. Again, that's not a tornado width, but that's how large of a circumference we're dealing with lofted debris. So that's 5.7 miles or 5.57 miles by 2.94 miles. So you can see it's a very large radius for this area of debris. And this is headed northeast, and that's really just going to keep pushing north. So right now I'm trying to see if we can see this tornado. The storm chasers that I'm currently watching on live. Again, I can't share their footage because I don't have the license, but I'm trying to give you guys an idea of what I'm seeing. They currently punched through the rear flank downdraft. They're headed into that inflow now. Um, and it is just nasty. It is nasty looking in there right now. So, again, if you are in Kyoto, make sure you're taking shelter. This is going to hit you directly head on. Um, North of you too, north of Kyoto. All these areas are in a dangerous position right now. That's all lofted debris up in the atmosphere, and this tornado is likely still on the ground at the moment. So please, please be taking this seriously. And if you know anybody in those areas, please let them know because this is a dangerous situation at the moment. Yeah, this large debris right now that you can see. That is all over top of 92 right there, Interstate 92. Yes, folks. So this does it does look like a large tornado that is on the ground right now. That is Yeah, that is a massive tornado that is currently on the ground. Again, I can't show you guys this footage, but if you want to go see this thing, look over at Vince Walty or Brandon Kopic because they're over in this thing right now. They're looking right at the tornado right now. This thing is massive. So if you want to go look over at their streams, go ahead because they are basically looking directly at the tornado right now. And this thing is very large. So keep that in mind. It is definitely a large tornado right now. This is moving northeast very quickly at if as last time we checked it was 49 miles per hour or 52. I mean, now it's northeast of 49 miles per hour right now. This is going to hit Kyoto very shortly. So please, please let your family or friends know this is definitely a dangerous situation. You do not want to be involved with this right now. So right now, I don't believe we have plenty of other. We have 12 tornado warnings so far in the country. 12 tornado warnings. We have many tornado warnings right now. Um, a lot to keep up with, but I believe this is the most dangerous one at the moment because this is about to hit Kyoto head on. So it's definitely a dangerous thing. We want to keep watching this, keep paying attention to this. So that's kind of why we're focusing on this cell at the moment. This is a very large cell. So you can see the size of this debris ball is very, very huge. This is a very large area of lofted debris. Okay, so I'm just trying to provide some updates right now. That's why I'm kind of not speaking so far. I'm trying to provide some updates on the situation um, to other areas of social media. So this is kind of preoccupying my time at the moment. Again, this is now hitting Kyoto. If you can look at that right there, this is right over top of Kyoto right now. If we look at our velocity radar, we can see kind of what we're dealing with. That mesocyclone, that rotation, and that tornado is right over top of Kyoto. This is headed directly over top of it. You can see this is moving northeast, um, and it's time's up, guys. This is definitely this is where you are either in your shelter or you're not. This is where you got to be paying attention. This is headed northeast for Wellman. Now you guys up in Wellman have time, but you have to be getting in your shelter now. Let family or friends know. Again, that's not included in the tornado warning. You actually no, it is. There's a new tornado warning, um, but this is issued for 33 minutes. Again, that's an observed large tornado, and you must be taking shelter. This is a dangerous situation, so please be taking this very seriously. Please do not undermine the situation. This is a large and dangerous tornado that's on the ground, and it has lofted debris, a large area of lofted debris right now. And this is right over Kyoto. That's Kyoto, Iowa. So can bear with me while I'm trying to put these updates out there. I'm not going to be speaking as much, but I don't really have any resources for a no weather radio out there, so that's why I don't have anything playing in the background, and I'm definitely not going to be playing music or anything on this event today. That is not very appropriate for the situation. We have a lot of this is a dangerous situation, so please bear with me here as we are working through this. Okay, so yeah, this is you can clearly see that this debris is it is just insane how large this is, and our velocity here just absolutely insane. We currently have inbound winds of about 42 miles per hour. Obviously, that is a lot larger than velocity is picking up right now. And outbound, actually, those are also inbound, 73 miles per hour, and outbound winds of about 49.21 miles per hour. Um, 70, 73, so 70, 76. Those are very large. Those are very high numbers of inflow wind or inbound winds right now. Sorry, please bear with me. I'm still trying to get more information out, so I'm trying to keep up with all this at once. Correlation coefficient. We're going to try to go back to our correlation coefficient here. Our radar kind of went blank there. There we go. Okay, so yeah, you can still see the debris. I think that's kind of what we're going to leave it on for right now. And okay, so we have to I'm going to get this uploaded here shortly. Just trying to make sure I'm keeping up with everything here because I don't want to leave one subject dry and another one. I don't want to leave you guys just sitting here. So I'm trying to make sure I keep up. I keep going with this while I try to update about this tornado because a lot of people a lot of people are going to be on YouTube Shorts, especially those who are not in the severe weather right now. So a lot of people are not in the severe weather. If they see YouTube Shorts, they might try to inform family that are ahead of these areas. So it's kind of important to get all this out there. It's just basically, it's important to get this information out to people because in as many ways possible, because there's so many ways that we can get weather information out to people. It's just that we have to kind of we have to stay busy here. So there we go. All right. Okay, so I'm about to have this published here soon. Again, if you know anybody who is northeast of here, please let them know this is a dangerous situation. This is headed northeast for Wellman, Iowa. This is directly over top of Peoria. Again, if we check our rotation here, we have a large area rotation. We have very strong inbound winds there of about 96 miles per hour and outbound winds of about 8.95. Again, those are way larger than what velocity is showing from the looks of this tornado there. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update of the winds that we're looking at right now. Okay, so you can see this increased rotation. It's still cranking right now. We still see that. Let's take a look at our high-res reflectivity. This cell is definitely very messy. It doesn't have a very well-defined hook echo or any of that, so it's not really classic textbook radar type of supercell that we'd see, but you can see this thing has nasty rotation on it. 98 miles per hour inbound winds. Yeah, that you can see we have plenty of just plenty of rotation right now. This thing is still cranking, and we have those lofted debris there. That we saw. We have a lot of lofted debris over here that you can see so far. Again, that's Peoria. Those were just all torn up right there by this, and this is still headed northeast towards other areas. Okay, so we got a new radar update now. We are currently looking still at those debris. They're still cranking. This is about to hit directly over Wellman. Please, if you are in Wellman, take shelter. Please let anybody know that's up near this area, Wellman, Iowa there. Please let them know that they need to be taking shelter. This is a dangerous situation, so please keep them advised. We're going to try to find a NOAA weather radio around here because I am going to try to keep as much audio going as possible. So, now let's see, Iowa. Yeah, we don't really have too many options up in Iowa, so I'm not really gonna be able to.
Coming mostly cloudy. Lows in the upper 30s. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour.
Yeah, we either have Milford or Sioux City in Iowa. We don't really have too many options over there in Iowa. So I think we're just gonna head back to Peoria. Yes, we're gonna head to Peoria, Illinois.
Rest of today, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Breezy. Near steady temperature in the upper 60s. South winds 20 to 25 miles an hour with gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy. Showers and thunderstorms until midnight. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Windy and much cooler. Less humid with lows in the mid-30s. Southwest winds 20 to 30 miles an hour with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Chance of rain 90%. Saturday, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of rain and snow showers in the morning. very windy and much cooler with highs in the mid-40s. Northwest winds 25 to 35 miles an hour. Gusts up to 55 miles an hour, decreasing to 45 miles an hour in the afternoon. Chance of precipitation 20%. Saturday night, partly cloudy until midnight, then becoming mostly clear. Lows around 30. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour, becoming southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour after midnight. Sunday, sunny, breezy and not as cool, highs in the lower 60s. South winds 15 to 25 miles an hour. Sunday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Not as cool with lows in the mid-40s. Monday and Monday night, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers. Highs in the lower 60s. Lows in the upper 40s. Chance of rain 50%. Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers in the morning, then partly sunny with showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Not as cool, highs in the upper 70s. Chance of rain 70%. Tuesday night, showers with a chance of thunderstorms until midnight, then a chance of showers after midnight. Breezy with lows in the lower 50s. Chance of rain 80%. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a 50% chance of showers. Windy and much cooler with highs in the lower 60s. Wednesday night and Thursday, mostly clear. Breezy. Lows around 30. Highs in the lower 50s. Again, the forecast for Peoria and surrounding areas of central Illinois for the rest of today, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Breezy. Near steady temperature in the upper 60s. South winds 20 to 25 miles an hour with gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Chance of rain 50%. The following is a summary of watches, warnings, and advisories in effect. For the WXJ71 listening area, Tornado Watch number 93 remains in effect until 8 p.m. for the following counties: Fulton, Knox, Marshall, Mason, McLean, Peoria, Stark, Tazewell, and Woodford. A wind advisory remains in effect until 1 p.m. Saturday for the following counties: Fulton, Knox, Marshall, Mason, McLean, Peoria, Stark, Tazewell, and Woodford. At 4 p.m. in Peoria, skies were cloudy. The temperature was 66 degrees, the dew point was 65, and the relative humidity was 96%. The wind was southeast at 8 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.38 inches and falling. Around central and western Illinois, at Quincy, rain was falling, with a temperature of 71. It was partly sunny, with a temperature of 71 at Bloomington, 74 at Springfield, and 73 at Lincoln. It was cloudy, with a temperature of 66 at Moline, 64 at Galesburg, 64 at Macon, 73 at Macomb, and 66 at Pontiac. And once again at 4 p.m. in Peoria, under cloudy skies, the temperature was 66. Tornado Watch number 93 remains in effect until 8 p.m. for the following counties: in Illinois, Fulton, Knox, Marshall, Mason, McLean, Peoria, Stark, Tazewell, and Woodford. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. During severe weather, keep these safety rules in mind. Move to a reinforced shelter ahead of the storm and stay away from windows and doors. Mobile homes and vehicles should be abandoned for a sturdy shelter. If the storm is producing tornadoes or extremely high winds, take cover in a basement or interior room on the lowest floor. If outside, avoid isolated, tall objects and flimsy buildings such as sheds and picnic shelters. Thunderstorms can produce flash flooding, so avoid driving across flooded roadways. Remember that tornadoes can occur before a warning has been issued. The time is currently 4:25 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You're listening to NOAA Weather Radio All Hazards, station WXJ71 in Peoria. Now for the official national National Weather Service forecast for Peoria and surrounding areas of central Illinois. Rest of today, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Breezy. Near steady temperature in the upper 60s. South winds 20 to 25 miles an hour with gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy. Showers and thunderstorms until midnight. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Windy and much cooler. Less humid with lows in the mid-30s. Southwest winds 20 to 30 miles an hour with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Chance of rain 90%. Saturday, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of rain and...
Okay, so we're back now. Sorry about that, folks. We had to get some stuff done by uploading that warning there with this large tornado. Again, you can see that this thing is still headed northeast. Large tornado here. And it still has very widespread rotation on it. Very strong rotation on this cell. So as you can see, this is directly west of Wellman right now. It is just side-swiping Wellman. But you can see there is a lot going on with this. So this is a nasty event going on so far. Again, with high-rise velocity, you can see that this is just very, very strong rotation. Again, if we zoom in, 80 mile per hour wind gusts inbound and 44 miles per hour wind gusts outbound. This is just a strong tornado. Now, what I want to do is we're going to go over to some of these other tornado warnings. We're going to check each one down the list. This one's in Arkansas. This is near Shady Grove and Mayberry. As you can see, this is northeast up here. Actually, this has passed over those areas now. This has just passed over Highway 49 and 63 in Arkansas. Very strong cell here. As you can see, we have we have very, very strong winds on this. So right now we have about 100 mile per hour wind gusts on this right now. So this is a dangerous situation. This is headed northeast toward Wick Mill and Penrose. Those are all areas that are looking to be affected by this right now. And let's go to... Yeah, you can see right now we obviously have that rear flank downdraft coming back behind this. And we have that inflow coming in. Not really well-defined inflow yet, but we do see that coming there. And we see pretty well-defined rotation on this as well. Very strong rotation. Very strong outflow winds right now. So that is an area we're going to want to look at. We have a tornado vortex signature. This is moving east-northeast at 47 miles per hour. 5:17 p.m. So that'd be 4:17 p.m. Eastern or Central Daylight Time. And you can see, wow, that is very strong rotation there. Again, if you look, that is we have no well-defined inflow yet that we can see an inflow notch, where we would see on a classic or radar image of a supercell, a well-defined one. But as you can see, there is no debris ball defined yet, so we don't really have anything going on the interior with debris or anything of that sort yet. But we do have very strong rotation. This is something you want to be watching. This is headed northeast again, as I said, for Hamlin, L'Anguille, and Central. I'm probably butchering a lot of these names over here, but these are all in Arkansas. Ellis Chapel, Wick Mill, McElroy, Wynn, and areas northeast of there. That's where this is headed right now. We see that strong rotation there, so a lot of areas fixing to be affected by this right now. So let's go ahead. High-res velocity. Yeah, we just looked at that. Okay. So we see the immense start with that as well. Let's go now. We have 12 tornado warnings. Let's go to the next one. Let's go ahead. Yeah, you can see this. This is really strong right now. Very strong system moving through. Okay, we're going to this tornado warning now, which is up in Iowa. We have a lot of tornado warnings up in Iowa at the moment. and we will soon see the radar here in a moment as soon as we can get a fetch on the radar here. This is just southwest of Vinton, and this is right over Garrison right now. This cell currently is moving 43 miles per hour northeast. And you can see we have another tornado warning over here near Gladbrook, Iowa. There you go. So you can see plenty. Let's go ahead to the high-res velocity there. And this is just a really, really strong rotating cell right now. These are very nasty looking cells right now. We're going to try to get some radar updates on this. A lot of chasers are on that cell right now. There's a lot of people headed up north behind that, near the Wellman area. So if we go back over to that other cell that we were looking at over here, a lot of people are headed up north here to follow on this thing. This thing is still very strong. It is still a very strong tornado. Let's go over here to Iowa. It's another, so it's that old tornado warning there. But right now, yeah, this thing's still cranking. This is near the Wellman area. This is still a dangerous situation. This is a very large tornado. You can see, look at that debris ball, folks. That is a very large debris ball. This is a large, dangerous tornado. You do not want to be messing around with that. So if you know family or friends around there, please let them know, because this thing is still going strong. This is a long track tornado, very large, very dangerous. Please let people know, because this thing is still cranking and it's headed northeast. This is still a dangerous situation. I've gotten word from the comments that it seems that we have twin tornadoes in Iowa. That's what I kind of received from that comment. Please let me know if that's different from what I interpreted it as. But yeah, right now that's kind of what I have. But you can see, folks, we have a lot of debris on this.
Snow showers in the morning. Very windy and much cooler with highs in the mid-40s. Northwest winds 25 to 35 miles an hour. Gusts up to 55 miles an hour, decreasing to 45 miles an hour in the afternoon. Chance of precipitation 20%. Saturday night, partly cloudy until midnight, then becoming mostly clear. Lows around 30. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour, becoming southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour after midnight. Sunday, sunny, breezy and not as cool, highs in the lower 60s. South winds 15 to 25 miles an hour. Sunday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Not as cool with lows in the mid-40s. Monday and Monday night, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers. Highs in the lower 60s. Lows in the upper 40s. Chance of rain 50%. Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers in the morning, then partly sunny with showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Not as cool, highs in the upper 70s. Chance of rain 70%. Tuesday night, showers with a chance of thunderstorms until midnight, then a chance of showers after midnight. Breezy with lows in the lower 50s. Chance of rain 80%. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a 50% chance of showers. Windy and much cooler with highs in the lower 60s. Wednesday night and Thursday, mostly clear. Breezy. Lows around 30. Highs in the lower 50s. Again, the forecast for Peoria and surrounding areas of central Illinois for the rest of today, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Breezy. Near steady temperature in the upper 60s. South winds 20 to 25 miles an hour with gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Chance of rain 50%. Here is a look at the rivers in flood across the area. A flood warning remains in effect for the Illinois River near Havana. Flood stage is 14.0 feet. The latest stage was 15.7 feet at 10 a.m. Friday. The river is forecast to crest at 15.8 feet Sunday evening. The following is a summary of watches, warnings, and advisories in effect. For the WXJ71 listening area, Tornado Watch number 93 remains in effect until 8 p.m. for the following counties: Fulton, Knox, Marshall, Mason, McLean, Peoria, Stark, Tazewell, and Woodford. A wind advisory remains in effect until 1 p.m. Saturday for the following counties: Fulton, Knox, Marshall, Mason, McLean, Peoria, Stark, Tazewell, and Woodford. At 4 p.m. in Peoria, skies were cloudy. The temperature was 66 degrees, the dew point was 65, and the relative humidity was 96%. The wind was southeast at 8 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.38 inches and falling. Around central and western Illinois, at Quincy, rain was falling, with a temperature of 71. It was partly sunny, with a temperature of 71 at Bloomington, 74 at Springfield, and 73 at Lincoln. It was cloudy, with a temperature of 66 at Moline, 64 at Galesburg, 64 at Macon, 73 at Macomb, and 66 at Pontiac. And once again at 4 p.m. in Peoria, under cloudy skies, the temperature was 66. Tornado Watch number 93 remains in effect until 8 p.m. for the following counties: in Illinois, Fulton, Knox, Marshall, Mason, McLean, Peoria, Stark, Tazewell, and Woodford. Remember, a tornado watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. During severe weather, keep these safety rules in mind. Move to a reinforced shelter ahead of the storm and stay away from windows and doors. Mobile homes and vehicles should be abandoned for a sturdy shelter. If the storm is producing tornadoes or extremely high winds, take cover in a basement or interior room on the lowest floor. If outside, avoid isolated, tall objects and flimsy buildings such as sheds and picnic shelters. Thunderstorms can produce flash flooding, so avoid driving across flooded roadways. Remember that tornadoes can occur before a warning has been issued. The time is currently 4:31 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You're listening to NOAA Weather Radio All Hazards, station WXJ71 in Peoria. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast for Peoria and surrounding areas of central Illinois. Rest of today, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Breezy. Near steady temperature in the upper 60s. South winds 20 to 25 miles an hour with gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy. Showers and thunderstorms until midnight. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Windy and much cooler. Less humid with lows in the mid-30s. Southwest winds 20 to 30 miles an hour with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Chance of rain 90%. Saturday, mostly cloudy. A slight chance of rain and snow showers in the morning. Very windy and much cooler with highs in the mid-40s. Northwest winds 25 to 35 miles an hour. Gusts up to 55 miles an hour, decreasing to 45 miles an hour in the afternoon. Chance of precipitation 20%. Saturday night, partly cloudy until midnight, then becoming mostly clear. Lows around 30. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour, becoming southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour after midnight. Sunday, sunny, breezy and not as cool with highs in the lower 60s. South winds 15 to 25 miles an hour. Sunday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Not as cool with lows in the mid-40s. Monday and Monday night, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers. Highs in the lower 60s. Lows in the upper 40s. Chance of rain 50%. Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers in the morning, then partly sunny with showers likely with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Not as cool, highs in the upper 70s. Chance of rain 70%. Tuesday night, showers with a chance of thunderstorms until midnight, then a chance of showers after midnight. Breezy with lows in the lower 50s. Chance of rain 80%. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a 50% chance of showers. Windy and much cooler with highs in the lower 60s. Wednesday night and Thursday, mostly clear. Breezy. Lows around 30. Highs in the lower 50s. Again, the forecast for Peoria and surrounding areas of central Illinois for the rest of today, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Breezy. Near steady temperature in the upper 60s. South winds 20 to 25 miles an hour with gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Chance of rain 50%. The following is a summary of watches, warnings, and advisories in effect. For the WXJ71 listening area, Tornado Watch number 93 remains in effect until 8 p.m. for the following counties: Fulton, Knox, Marshall, Mason, McLean, Peoria, Stark, Caswell, and Woodford. A wind advisory remains in effect until 1 p.m. Saturday for the following counties: Fulton, Knox, Marshall, Mason, McLean, Peoria, Stark, Caswell, and Woodford. At 4 p.m. in Peoria, skies were cloudy. The temperature was 66 degrees, the dew point was 65, and the relative humidity was 96%. The wind was southeast at 8 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.38 inches and falling. Around central and western Illinois, at Quincy, rain was falling, with a temperature of 71. It was partly sunny, with a temperature of 71 at Bloomington, 74 at Springfield, and 73 at Lincoln. It was cloudy, with a temperature of 66 at Moline, 64 at Galesburg, 64 at Macon, 73 at Macomb, and 66 at Pontiac. And once again at 4 p.m. in Peoria, under cloudy skies, the temperature was 66. Here is a look at the rivers in flood across the area. A flood warning remains in effect for the Illinois River near Havana. Flood stage is 14.0 feet. The latest stage was 15.5 feet at 4 p.m. Friday. The river is forecast to crest at 15.8 feet Sunday evening. Tornado Watch number 93.